And say good morning, One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. We're a small, intimate group today, but that's okay. See, I thought I was getting a text from Betty. I hope she gets on. Let's see. Let's start out with something fun and joyous. Here we go. You know what? I think I'll do that again because I just want to share the sound. I don't need to share. There's no video. So we will just share the computer sound. I like this song. I think you guys do too.
I might be halfway through this valley, and my eyes just can't see a quick way
Can y'all hear it?
out. And it might seem life's got it out for me, like I'm in way too deep, but I have found every single circumstance I can place in greater hands. I won't let my trouble bring me down. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. So I'll just cast my cares, won't sink into despair. I won't find answers there, only doubt. Every single circumstance I can place in greater hands. God, I know you'll never let me down. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. It's gonna be my strength, be my truth, gonna light the way, see me through. Gonna be my hope, be my shield, gonna lift me up no matter how I feel. Gonna be my strength, be my truth, gonna light the way, see me through. Gonna be my hope, be my shield, gonna lift me up no matter how I feel. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy.
Nice.
At Cox, we're always a step ahead. There you go. I'll show you. Like, before your basement became Movie Central, we made sure you'd have strong Wi-Fi, even down here.
You're muted, Michelle.
Oops, I was just saying that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to get to the site before the ad came on. Hi, Judy. Hi, Betty. I get to see more people. All right, so I am happy to welcome our practitioner of the day, Ralane. Hi, Ralane.
Hello.
I was just opening your picture, so
Yeah, we'll wait on that for just a sec.
okay, yeah, you tell
Yeah.
me when you want me to share it.
Yeah, thanks. Well, first I thought I'd talk a little bit and then we'll pray. So, with Thanksgiving time, it's such a blessed time, and um, I know all of you know that I live in the forest, and so wildlife are a part of our life. And you also know that we've also had peacocks come and come around, and Maria is still with the veterinarian doing really well. So that's truly wonderful. I think she's found herself a home with all the chickens and doing great. Pedro kind of comes and goes with the wild turkeys. He comes every day, but he seems to have found a group. You know, we call him Pedro and the turkeys. It sounds like a musical group or something. And so on Thanksgiving morning, Pedro, what he does is he comes by, he's sort of the big shot. So he comes by the back door and he goes, ah, ah. And that's my call to come out and feed him, but also all the other turkeys that are wild turkeys that are there. So Thanksgiving morning, Pedro shows up and he makes his little sound, and I go out there. There's pretty much like 50 wild turkeys out there on Thanksgiving morning. And, I live in the forest, and that's not so unusual, but I felt truly blessed to have all the turkeys arrive on Thanksgiving morning. It felt sacred. It felt different. I felt like it was just holy time. And they were all very, yeah. I feel like they're not just coming to be fed. I think that they feel our home is a safe harbor and a place to be and a place to be loved and appreciated and even adored. And so afterward, Pedro, he likes to jump up on our roof and look down through the skylight to look at us to see what we're doing in the house. And it all felt, very sacred and special. And I think that what's really important to know that interconnection that we all have with all divine beings. I think Lisa can't hear for some reason. Sorry, Lisa.
Lisa, can you hear? No. Try logging off and coming back down. Oh, make sure your volume is up. You should be able to hear. You can pop off and pop back on, Lisa, if you want. She can't hear me. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah,
Were you talking to
keep going.
me?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ralane didn't think you could hear, but go ahead.
No, not Judy, Lisa. Did I say Judy?
No, you said Lisa.
Okay, okay. We're good. Okay, except for Lisa. All right. So basically, what I wanted to talk about was how important it is to feel our interconnection and our divinity with every living being, and how important it is for our well-being and for our happiness and for our joy. I mean, that's how I felt when the turkeys came by. I just felt so connected with the oneness of God and the Spirit, and it was just beautiful. And so I wanted to let you guys know that you don't have to live in the forest to have connection with interspecies. Even in your neck of the woods where you guys live, there's a special divine being that lives near all of you. And okay, Michelle, you think you could show the picture?
Yes, I can show your picture. Hang on a minute. Let me get it up here. Oh, boy.
Lisa could see the picture.
Oh, I was going to text her and see if she can
Yeah.
hear us. Can you see that?
You guys see it? Okay. This is Hannah Shirley. I love that name. So Hannah Shirley is a pygmy hippo, and she's actually at the San Diego Humane Society Wildlife Center. So you
Aw.
could go visit her anytime you want. And she just celebrated her 52nd birthday. She doesn't look it, does she? And but actually, she's the oldest living pygmy hippo, and they are an endangered species. And one of the things that's so fantastic about Hannah Shirley is that everyone who meets her falls in love with her. And that's because she has this wonderful way about her. Her atmosphere, her mental atmosphere is one of curiosity and joy and connection and interconnection with people. And I think, one of the things that's really important is to understand that we need all our different animals in the world, not just our dogs and cats, they're wonderful, but all the species, including the endangered species like Hannah Shirley. and that they really have a divine presence and an importance. And so, what I recommend for you guys is to go visit Hannah Shirley. She would love to have you come visit, and you could meet her joyous curiosity and her and fall in love with Hannah Shirley, just like everyone else. Or you might just want to think about giving some money to the San Diego Humane Society Wildlife Center for creating this. Actually, she was found in an Escondido backyard.
No.
Yep, yep, in 2002, and she's lived with the wildlife center all this time. And then, did you want to show the other picture?
Is there another one?
Oh,
There we
yeah, there it is. There's her birthday celebration.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Look
so
at
she
that.
loves her presence, and she's so curious about everything, and she just loves life. And so what a role model, what a mentor for all of us. And I just feel happy talking about Hannah Shirley. So I wish I
Let me
could
see
go
if I
see
can
her.
make it bigger.
His
Oh yeah.
moments to talk. Anyway, there's Hannah Shirley celebrating her 52nd birthday. So, um,
Oh,
well, I don't know how well this fits in with your talk, Michelle, but
it
I,
does. Yeah. She is the soul of spirit. She's
yeah,
the soul of life.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
There
yes.
you go.
There you go. So let us pray. Okay,
Yes.
let's close our eyes and feel the presence, the soul of God, the spirit, the energy, the flow, the vibration, the resonance.
No, I can't even turn it off.
The resonance of Lisa's voice, the joy and happiness and curiosity and intelligence of every living being. Just knowing we are divine. Hannah Shirley is divine, and Pedro and Maria, the peacocks, are divine. The wild turkeys are divine. We are divine. We are all interconnected. And it just feels so good to feel that interconnection, that sense of well-being and happiness and love. I mean, it feels so good to fall in love with Hannah Shirley. And I think it feels so good to fall in love with God in spirit and to fall in love with ourselves and our divinity. So I'm just so grateful, so very grateful for today's um, gathering with each and every one of you, for Reverend Michelle's talk, for our One Heart, One Mind community, and for a chance to talk about wildlife and peacocks and Hannah Shirley and pygmy hippos. And so, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for this appreciation of life, the reverence for life, life force energy. There's just a feeling of angelic vibration that is just so wonderful in, of, and through all of us. So we release this prayer into divine law, knowing that all our prayers are answered in gratitude and love and peace and interconnection and oneness. We are one, we are one, we are one, we are divine. And so it is.
And so it is. Can you see this, Ralane?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
It's one more day in November.
I know today's the last day in November.
Yeah. Just, uh-oh, I lost it. I'm sorry. I pushed the wrong button.
It's all right. I'll read it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I welcome the changes of this season with an open heart. I trust that every ending carries the seed of new beginnings. Gratitude grounds me and grace guides my way. I am aligned with the gentle rhythm of life's unfolding, and so it is. And I have some music too. I love this song. And it goes with today's talk. It's Gary Lynn Floyd singing Soul's Desire. Of course, we're talking about the soul of life. So here we are.
that I may dwell in the house of love. May my heart swell with power from above, so I can tell I have not been forgotten. This is my sole desire. Further, deeper, higher. This is my sole desire. Come, flood or fire. This is my sole desire. That I may be an instrument of grace. May all you see be mercy on my face. And one day we will be all together. This is my sole desire. Further, deeper, higher. This is my sole desire. Come, flood or fire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. Further, deeper, higher. This is my sole desire.
I just love that song. I love his voice. He has some beautiful, beautiful lyrics. Further, deeper, higher. Ah, we'll just take a breath on that. Soul's desire. And of course, I'm speaking about soul today. So, as always, I just want to say good morning, One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. I really just have so much appreciation for our spiritual community, our connection to source and our connection to that source that's in each of us. I just appreciate you all. And whether you're joining us in real time or replay, you're always welcome in this space, the virtual space, the space of our hearts. And I invite us all to join together in our expansive vision of a peaceful world, a loving world, a world that works for everyone, as we like to say in Science of Mind. So this morning, I'm talking about the soul of life, the soul of life. Oh, what a lovely, lovely topic. I really enjoyed putting this together for this morning. It feels like a topic that kind of pulls everything we've focused on throughout the entire month together. The soul of life. We started off this month by reflecting on how everything in creation, all of our experiences, whatever they look like, are moving us toward a greater expression of love, which I completely believe is true. everything is moving through a greater experience of love, even if it shows us things that need to be healed or moved out of the way so that we can keep on going. And then we talked about how empowered we are to express that love by keeping our awareness in the present moment. Because honestly, everything happens right here, right now. We can think about the past and the future, but the power moment is here and now. And we create here and now. And then we talked about the constancy of spiritual principles and recognizing that beliefs are fluid and they change as we grow and expand in who we are in an understanding of who we are. Well, spiritual principles are constant and unchangeable. And then last week, we were all grateful for all of it, focusing on how gratitude is just such a powerful spiritual practice. It's a vibration that allows the full expression of spirit to move through our human lives. And today, we celebrate our oneness with divine source. And let's see, what's the best way to put it? And honor the profound gift that we have been given to be able to individualize this source, this divine source, as the soul of our individual lives. And that's really what it is. I've always thought soul is a little bit tricky to define because Ernest Holmes, our founder, defines soul as the creative medium of spirit. He says that it's the subjective side of life, mirroring mind, which, the mind, our thoughts, our feelings, our state of being, just reflecting the form or our thoughts into the form that we have given it in our mind and our feelings and who we are. But to me, this kind of makes soul feel a little bit mechanical, rather than an expression of love. But really, when we think about it a little bit more deeply, it's soul that individualizes our uniqueness. It's soul that holds our beliefs and our unique perspectives and empowers us to create from our individual point of awareness. This makes soul kind of a sacred mechanism through which we individualize God. Soul is God, source, the divine present, expressing itself through us as the soul of our individual lives, as an expression of God. Our individual soul is us individualizing source, God, the all that is. I'm kind of a big fan, I think you probably know, of finding out the origin of words. To me, the origin of a word kind of gives us a peek into the vibration that the word carries with it, because all words are really just an expression of a particular meaning or vibration. And the word soul has its roots. I found this really interesting. It has its roots in the Germanic word that means coming from or belonging to the sea. And I thought that was really interesting because it was believed that the sea was the stopping place for the soul before and after our human birth, which metaphorically makes perfect sense. In Science of Mind, we often use the ocean, the sea, as a metaphor for infinite consciousness, for the mind of God, containing all possibilities within it, things we've never experienced and we can't even imagine. And here's how we can use this metaphor. So imagine this vast, brilliant ocean stretching out farther than our eyes can see. And now imagine that the ocean is spirit, God, the all that is, infinite, whole, perfect, complete. And now picture a wave rising up from within that ocean. And the wave has its own movement, its own rhythm, its own shape. The wave is soul, an individualized expression of the ocean, yet never separate from the larger whole of the ocean. The wave doesn't create the water, it is the water, showing up in its own unique way. The same way that we show up. We didn't create God, but our soul is God's life expressing as us. And when we remember that our essence is the ocean, is the divine, not just a wave, we move through life with more peace, more trust, more creativity, because we have the entire ocean backing us, supporting us, supplying us. And our soul is the way spirit shows itself in form, the way it expresses itself into form. And we are empowered to design our own waves, to create our own lives. So, I love that metaphor. I thought, wow, that is really cool that the word soul comes from the idea that before we come, we are one with the ocean, and after we leave, we are one with the ocean, because we are always one with the infinite mind, the infinite ocean of God's love, of God's presence. And because we know that God is all there is, that the oceans and the waves are all one, we know that spirit and soul are not two separate things. They're just two aspects of the one life expressing as us. Spirit is the infinite presence itself, the love, the wisdom, the wholeness of God. It's pure and unchanging essence of who we are, of what all creation is. And soul is the individualized channel through which spirit expresses itself. It's the inner creative medium, the place where our thoughts and our beliefs and our consciousness shape the experiences that we call our life. Spirit is universal. Soul is personal. Spirit is truth. Soul is its unfolding. And spirit is what we are in essence. And soul is how that essence becomes formed through us. And this is where the creative process becomes so personal and not just mechanistic. It becomes a sacred act. If spirit is the infinite ocean and soul is the individualized wave, then creative process is the movement of the ocean through the wave. It's the way the unlimited becomes the particular, the way the universal becomes intimate in us, the way God shows up in our lives, and my life, and your life, and all life. It means that every thought we hold, every belief we entertain, every vibration we nurture becomes a vehicle through which the infinite expresses itself in form. We're not passive observers of life. We're active participants in the ongoing creation of life. We're continuing to create life. We're empowered to shape our experience, and not by forcing outcomes, but by aligning with an inner atmosphere. Our awareness, our beliefs, our openness with the qualities of spirit itself. I'm always trying to think of examples of taking spiritual principle and putting it into a personal life, into real life. So I'll give you an example from my own life. As an elementary school teacher, and particularly a substitute teacher, sometimes I end up in some pretty challenging classrooms. Sometimes the students are a little energetic, sometimes they're difficult. And sometimes the curriculum just feels, I don't know, impersonal or rigid. And it makes teaching feel just like a bunch of tasks, lessons to get through and papers to complete and rules to enforce. And from this perspective, it's not very enjoyable. But what I've learned is that I can consciously choose to experience the entire situation differently by bringing whatever is needed in any given situation that I find myself in as a teacher. I can bring curiosity and laughter and joy. And then instead of acting out of frustration and irritation, I can consciously choose to be the presence of spirit. I can consciously choose to be patient. Sometimes it's a challenge, to be compassionate, to be humorous. And you know what? It changed. When I change, it changes the entire tone of the room. And what I've noticed is that when I change my vibe, when I change my energy, then every interaction with the kids is different. I can give a kid one of those, kind of knowing smiles, a look that says, you shouldn't be doing that. And I know, it's kind of playful. Or I can find a clever way to encourage rather than criticize. I can be curious instead of judging and say something like, hey, whoever it is, Billy, can you tell us why you're doing what you're doing? And then they're just kind of like, well, I don't really know. It changes that energy. It really depends on how I show up. And I can see it happening right in front of me. And the kids can feel it. And things begin to get lighter and we start to have fun. And then every little challenge kind of becomes a teaching moment. I'll have kids brainstorming how to work things out, if they have an argument, or how to get along with each other, or how to solve a problem. It just transforms the classroom. And it feels more like we're in this together, rather than I'm the teacher, you're the student, and it's you against me. And the room just feels energized and even inspiring, and that's simply from me deciding that I am going to be the wave that pulls from the infinite ocean a different kind of energy, a loving energy, a peaceful energy. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't always turn out perfectly. Sometimes I have to be the heavy. Sometimes I have to give some real consequences. But more often than not, what I bring to the party can significantly shift the energy. And, I can be the ocean of spirit and begin to move through the classroom like the wave that I want to be. And the movement of the wave, it really affects everyone because, honestly, as a teacher, as a human being living life, I can't force outcomes. I can't force change, but you can consciously change your inner environment, which changes the outer environment, and you can allow the presence of the ocean to move through the action of the wave, for want of a better way to put it. And we're using that metaphor. And this is true for any life situation. It doesn't just happen in the classroom. It doesn't mean every situation is going to be rainbows and Care Bears either. But we can show up as whatever quality of the divine is missing or needed in any particular situation. And this is the creative process at work. And this is what makes the creative process personal and intimate and sacred. This is how we express the soul of life in our own unique way. The soul, which homes often use for that creative process, is personal to us. We tend it with our own beliefs and our own feelings and our own pattern of thinking, ultimately our own state of being. And the more we realize that we're a choice here, life becomes incredibly meaningful because it means that who we are matters and how we show up matters, not in a pressured performative kind of way, but in that deeply, deeply sacred way where our uniqueness contributes something to the whole. Our soul is not just our inner world. It's a unique opening that allows infinite love to enter the physical world, the outer world, through our creativity, through our compassion, our insight, our joy. These are not small things. This is the way the divine expands itself through us. The infinite expresses in infinite ways through us. We're not just here to go through the motions of life. We're here to reveal God in a way that nobody else can. Our way. So how do we live more consciously? How do we participate in the creative process in a way that empowers us rather than overwhelms us? Well, I can think of one way. We can start by doing something simple and something practical. I know some of you probably already do this, but when I start my day, what if we choose, this is generally what I do, I choose a quality of spirit that I want to express. And I consciously allow that quality to guide my thinking all day. Like I usually pick peace. I'll talk about that a little later, but you can pick anything. What do I want to see expressed in my life? What do I want to notice in my life? It could be love or peace or wholeness or abundance. It could be any of the qualities that we know are already within infinite spirit, so thereby within us as well. And we can just let that quality guide our thinking all day, our words, our actions. You know, for me, it's a lot of the times it's peace, but maybe it's clarity or maybe abundance or compassion or joy. Just pick a quality and just start affirming it. This is the quality of spirit I am expressing today. This is the vibration of my soul that I want to express today. That it is amplifying and expressing in a unique way. Whatever affirmation you'd like to write to bring you back home, to remember that particular quality that you want to express. And then as you move through your day, notice where you're aligned with that vibration and where you might be drifting away from it. And then just kind of gently guide yourself back without judgment, just awareness. Because our awareness really is the steering wheel of our life, where we put our attention. What's the saying? Energy flows where attention goes, or attention goes where energy flows, one of those. So anyway, this is how we can intentionally align our awareness with the qualities of spirit, which activates the creative process in a really powerful way. We stop living by default and start living by divine design when we consciously watch where we're putting our attention. We become conscious waves expressing the infinite ocean. And the more we practice this, the more meaningful life becomes, the more fulfilled we feel, the more connected and purposeful our lives become. Because we're no longer living life as a response to what's going on around us. We're co-creating from the depth of the ocean of spirit, taking it into our own soul, with the full backing of the infinite. And then the soul of life expresses itself as us. And then spirit knows itself more fully informed through us. There's our awareness and our attitude are everything, and where we put our attention. There's a story about a farmer, and this farmer he farmed two different fields. He had two different fields that he took care of, and one of the fields was really easily accessible, and he really enjoyed going there and tending those crops. And the other field was way more difficult to get to. He had to cross a stream, and it was uphill, and so he ended up tending the easily accessible field with, kind of a sense of appreciation and care. And then the other one, he tended with complaint and with struggle. And while both fields received the same amount of sunlight, the same rain, they had the same soil, the first one, the easily accessible field, flourished. And the second one didn't. And one day the farmer was commiserating with this wise woman of the village and said, I don't understand. I treat these fields exactly the same way. And the wise woman said, no, you don't. The first field receives your gratitude and your appreciation, and so it's open. And the second receives your fear, and so it tightens. And she said the fields respond not just to the seed, but to the soul that plants the seed. I like that. Life responds to us according to our inner atmosphere. While we cultivate with openness and gratitude and trust, while we live our lives that way, spirit, by way of creative law, meets us with a harvest that's vibrationally aligned. The one we express through our individual soul. So, of course, the first field that got all the good stuff is gonna thrive, and the other one is gonna say, "Oh, he doesn't like us." We speak the language of energy. Uh, so anyway, one of the most valuable things that I've learned and continued to practice about expressing spirit as the soul of life is learning the art of non-resistance. The willingness to stay open to the flow of life. We've talked about this a lot in our classes, and we all know that that openness allows the flow of the divine to come through, because that flow carries us through experiences that we might not have consciously chosen, but is reflecting back to us places where we might be a little stuck. And non-resistance doesn't mean that we get passive and we just go, "Oh, I can't do anything." It doesn't mean that we resign ourselves to a difficulty. It just means that we stop pushing against what is at the moment and instead allow the deeper wisdom of spirit to move through our individual soul to guide and shape us. I hope that makes sense. So non-resistance doesn't mean that we're giving up, that we was, "Oh, I give up." It just means that we're not anymore pushing against what is, and we're allowing the wisdom of spirit to move through us like the river. We stop trying to swim upstream and just kind of go with the natural flow of life. Because when we resist life, we tighten up and we contract and we block the very energy that wants to express as our good. Resistance keeps us stuck in fear. I wanted to say ego's fear, and in some way that's true, because the ego does want to protect itself and keep itself safe, and it does that often through fear, but it keeps us small. And non-resistance kind of naturally allows the creative energy of spirit to flow freely. You can just feel, just when I'm speaking the words, you can feel the difference. It wants to reveal possibilities that we couldn't see when we were kind of bracing ourselves against the reality that's in front of us. Non-resistance restores the circulation of our creativity and our motivation and our love, and when we're open and relaxed, we can hear its intuitive voice. We become more resilient to things that have pushed against us. It puts us really back in the rhythm of the ocean, to use that ongoing metaphor, instead of being afraid of every wave that comes along. And the metaphysical beauty of it is that when we stop resisting, we stop recreating the old patterns that we're trying to get free from. When we resist, but what's the saying? When you resist, what you resist persists. The patterns that we have. We all have them. Because the law responds to the vibration we bring to it. And resistance produces that tension and struggle. And that's what we're offering up to creative love. And that's what we're going to get more of. But openness, non-resistance, it's a really powerful technology that keeps us aligned with the qualities of spirit, even in the midst of our challenges. We don't have to push against them. When we're in non-resistance, we really become these powerful co-creators in that space of non-resistance. Our minds calm down. And I would say that ultimately the art of non-resistance is the art of remembering who we are, of letting that flow move through us, of knowing that is the true us, the real us. We're not here to wrestle with the world. We're here to reveal the infinite through our willingness to stay centered and spacious and available to the good of spirit, so that we can express the soul of our individual life, the good of our individual life, which is the good of the whole. So I wanted to share a practice that I've developed for myself, and all practices have to be tweaked to fit our own, what feels good to us, our own personal relationship with the divine. So earlier I spoke about choosing one aspect of God, one quality of the divine, and focusing on that for the day. Personally, and I think I mentioned that I always choose peace in the morning because what I've discovered for myself is that when I embody, when I align with the peace of God, everything settles down. It's a natural, it puts me into a natural state of surrender and of non-resistance. And then I can feel the space open up as I move into peace. And when I enter that space, I feel empowered. I can feel my own empowerment rising up. I am empowered. And it's here that I design my day, that I design my life. What is the vibration of what I want to experience as I walk through this day? What is the vibration of what I want to encounter in physical form in my experience in this day? Here's where I shift my energy to align with whatever it is, the flow of love, wholeness, abundance, just pure joy. I don't know, there is a spaciousness that happens when I move into that sense of peace that is non-resistant and open, and spirit just floods it. So spirit, God, the divine presence, it's not separate from us. It's not out there somewhere. It is us. We are one with spirit, and we are an individualized soul within spirit, expressing spirit in our own unique way. Spirit is the ocean, eternal and whole and unchanging, and soul is the individualized wave, unique, personal, and creative, coming alive in form through the creative process, filtered through our beliefs, which become our knowing, which ultimately become our state of being. Every awareness we have, every quality we cultivate, every moment we align with love, every moment we live in full trust and faith, every joy that we hold in our heart becomes a channel for the infinite to express itself in form. We're not passive observers of life. We're sacred participants, empowered to shape our experience by allowing spirit to move freely into our individual souls and express through us as our lives. So let's just sit in that for a second, knowing that the all good, the all spirit is who we are, and that we are empowered. We are empowered participants to choose, to feel, to embody the quality of the divine that we wish to be and to experience and form. We're the soul of life, expressing itself as spirit's good. We are both spirit and soul, living a sacred and a blessed life. So I'm just grateful for this. I'm grateful for our ability to be conscious co-creators with the all that is. So I just sit in deep appreciation. I breathe that in. I let that go. And together we say, and so it is. So it is. So as I was thinking about how to describe soul, because soul, the way that Holmes describes it, always seems so mechanical and impersonal to me. I decided to try it on and make it deeply personal. And so I hope that came through in my explanation of soul. Because I mean, as Holmes loved to remind us, science and spirituality are one and the same, just using different approaches. And there's nothing that says the science can't be sacred, that the creative process, while a mechanism, is still sacred. So anyway. So let's move into our time of conscious giving. Anybody know who's doing that? Rob? Perfect. All right.
That would
You
be
want
me.
to let me get it. We probably all know how to give at this point, but I can put up the
We
ways
do.
to.
But I do want to say thank you to everybody for your contributions. Help us to live and survive and as we move towards prosperity, to for our little organization to become a bigger organization. And so thank you for that. Thank you for you're really each of you are critical to us. So thank you so much. And you already know you can give by Venmo or check. And so we all do what we can and we all appreciate each other. And what I have to say here is that I give with a grateful heart, knowing that spirit is the source and substance of all supply. I joyfully participate in the circulation of abundance. My offering blesses the world and returns to me multiplied. I am grateful and I am prosperous, and so it is.
So it is. And next week we'll be down in at Ohm, which will be really fun. Betty, after the service, we wanted to talk to you about maybe picking you up on our way down to Ohm. We could talk about that after the service, but just to put a bug in your ear, we'd love for you to come with us. I think you're kind of on our way. So let's see. We did that. Any other announcements? Let's see. Well, Monday we'll have our prayer group as always. That's tomorrow. And then Tuesday we're going to be doing the next two chapters of our book Return to Love, Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. I think these two chapters I've sent them out. I'll send them out again. Our one is called Heaven, no, God, and the other is called You. So she moves through her story through these ways of looking at the world. So anyway, I think I'll come back to you for the benediction, Rob, and then I'll play the closing song.
I just wanted to add the prayer circles this Wednesday. I don't know if you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I put it in the I think I put it in the e-newsletter, but thank you for reminding. I appreciate it. Sometimes, if I'm not hands-on, I just see it's gone. All right, Rob.
All righty. Well, I think Michelle just did a superb prayer through through peace and uh, merging with the infinite energy. And so I don't even have to do that. So I'm just going to say thank you, God, for what we have here, what we have had today. It's been really, really wonderful. And uh, I think I am knowing that everyone here within the sound of my voice is knowing that they are enhanced by the experience we have had here, by what has been said, what has been communicated, what has been felt. Thank you, God, that we get this opportunity to be together and to expand in within God, to expand to a greater potential and a greater happiness and a greater fulfillment in our lives. I am so grateful that this is so. I release my word, and together we say, and so it is.
So it is. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Rob. Beautiful prayer. All right, so this is Eddie Watkins Jr. And I just thought this is a perfect way to kind of cap off um, just the message today. It's I am the place where God shows up. So we are the place where God shows up. Am I screen sharing? I wanted to just sound share. So let me try that. Sorry about that. There, that's better. Because it's not a video. All right, here we go.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God lives. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we its are being. The place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
I am the place. I thought that just kind of capped it all up. Yep, I'm the place. We're the soul of life. We're the place God shows up. Oh, so I am just going to go ahead and stop our recording now. I'm so grateful for all of you and that you're in attendance today. And we'll say goodbye to our replay people.